I ride through and represent, leave an impression that you can't forget. If they hating on me, I neglect to check. And when you see the lumberjack, I expect respect. I'd rather chill with nobody, that's less stress and that's no drama. I flip bread, that's more commas. I own nobody, no nada. This Star Wars, but I ain't your son. Whole city on my back and it weighs a ton. That pressure on me, my family watching. I'm a young king and they know I got it. You know the lumberjack gotta stir the pot. Fuck bringing guns, I prefer the box. I don't need to smash, I prefer the top. Shake up the champagne in the coca pop.
What up? Welcome to another episode of Legit Talk. Today we got a special guest today, Mike, James' best friend. All right.
Yeah. Fist bump.
Yeah. That's what's up. We got a good one today. Before we get into our topics, like you want to talk about Mike. We're going to talk about Mike.
Hey. How's everybody?
All right, brother. So good to have you on the show. Obviously, thank you for buying the merch.
Oh, thank you very much.
That looks good on you.
Very nice.
Tell us about yourself, what you like, what you're into. I heard you said games off air.
Yeah, a gamer. Capcom released this new joint called Exo Primal.
Okay.
This AI is putting you through like this challenge to see if you're better competitively than not.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of dinosaurs come out. Think like zombie video game, but with dinosaurs.
Oh,
You
okay,
got T-Rex or something.
Something different.
At the same time, when you're playing a racing game and you see the ghost of a car, kind of like you have a different team playing at the same time to race you, and it's all like PvP/PvE.
Okay.
So the concept is that if you're more competitive, you're gonna perform better.
Word.
Only problem is Capcom wanted my data before I started it, so I think they're really like pulling in these numbers to see what makes somebody competitive in a video game.
Dope.
Okay.
You play Tekken?
James always whoopes me. Mortal Kombat got into.
Okay.
Sub-Zero was my guy
You
growing
usually
up.
get me more.
Okay. That's what's up. All right.
So noob, but not noob, right?
Okay. I get it. And that's my guy too, though. He's
That's
nice
my guy.
Yeah.
Now you were unstoppable MK9. Your
There you go.
little rain and smoke combo.
Oh yeah, up, down, up. You just down, up, and then
I know.
Yeah, man.
Nah, that's what's up. So you play on what system?
I got the mini fridge, Xbox Series X.
Okay.
With
Alright,
bars.
okay.
I was one of the few that enjoyed Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Without all the technical.
I was about to say, did you go through
Yeah,
it?
I went through the technical
Me too.
It was such a beautiful game, like
Yeah.
choosing your story, and I know I'm one of maybe 12 to 20% that got to really experience it. But they failed. Yeah, they failed.
They definitely failed it. It definitely had really good promise. I seen it, but the bugs and everything just kind of definitely turned me away and it turned a whole lot of other people away.
I mean, shout out COVID, because I got off of work for 4 days, and I just ran through it. No girlfriend, nobody. I was like, making my choices.
Sure. That's good. That's what's up. Right. Okay.
So what game you playing now?
I'm also between that I deleted Call of Duty. Best decision of my life. Best decision of my life.
Real bad.
It was a blessing. It was like the chains and the skill-based matchmaking of just like, you're doing better as a gamer, we're just going to put you against better people. It wasn't, it was just the machine. I compare Call of Duty to Fast and Furious, right?
Mm-hmm.
They pump it out a new movie every year. People are going to buy it. People are going to watch it. People are going to engage.
Remind you of something?
Yep. I ain't gonna say nothing. Shout out to them, though. They know who he is.
Ubisoft is launching X Defiant coming up. It's gonna be. I think it'll be like the COD. People call it the COD killer.
Yeah.
I grew up with like some Overwatch. I like the competitive side of gaming.
Yeah.
Puzzles, not too much, but if I'm gonna be better because I trained, technically, game sense, that's where I'm kind of thriving in.
Respect.
And co-ops.
And co-ops. James and I grew up doing co-ops for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely not those. Well, back in the day, co-op games
was it?
Yeah,
Definitely was it.
Okay. Anything else as far as questions to ask Mike while we got him in the hot seat?
Do you have any meat questions? I know you guys are talking about some lab-grown meat. I'm a butcher by trade, so I know a lot of like the inside stuff about that, like what's ethical, what's not. Lab-grown stuff is interesting as well. It's gonna be interesting to see.
So how do you feel about that, like Bill Gates situation where he's trying to, well, he isn't trying, he's funding that experimental like meat where they grow it from the cells of
yeah.
an animal to mass produce it.
Yeah. I'm aware right now that the Department of Agriculture was the one who kind of said, let's start this in California. Really small right now as far as who's getting to try, who's going to eat it. It's not going to hit markets, I imagine, for a couple of years based on what I've engaged and learned about. It's likely going to be more expensive. So I don't really know what like pros and cons are going to be to this. Is it still vegetarian, right? There's these fundamental questions. Here's a chicken nugget, but this chicken's still alive, right? That's like some Black Mirror trippy kind of thing. It's like, you know, they're just coming out now saying aspartame, the sweetener, the WHO, right, World Health Organization, that can be cancer causing. New York Times posted that a little over a week ago, right? And we're over here drinking Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, and you know, here's the truth now. Like, how many cans did it take?
Right. My grandma was saying about that aspartame, like, cause she used to drink Diet Cokes a lot or chew gum that had it in there as well, and she said she was having like some like heavy brain fog. So she was not like feeling herself. So until she went to the doctor, and then they told her like, well, run down have you been eating and stuff like that. So they narrowed it down to like the aspartame. Once she stopped eating and consuming it, she feels much better now. So anytime she drinks something and realizes that she's, you know, not feeling right mentally, she has to double back and be like, oh, what was in this, you know, to see if it was in there, because she's affected by it. So it's crazy. And when I seen that, I told her, like, you seen, like, recently they came out and said this causes cancer and stuff. So she's like, it's wild, all the stuff that they're putting in our food.
So yeah, I mean, I'd be open to trying maybe tasting lab-grown meat, but just like with vaping, right? We don't have 20 years of vaping. We know 20 years of cigarettes. We know, right? Vaping, we don't know. We don't have that data. We're almost like this live experiment, right?
Right.
Maybe 20 years now we find out that vaping was bad. Or you see that commercial of vaping, brings toxic metals in your lungs. That's metal in your lungs.
Right.
Shit is crazy. This is getting really creative with it. It really blows your mind.
That vape stuff is crazy, dog.
They do.
Jeez.
Commercials.
Cooked.
We want to talk about the aliens.
Yo, they did talk about
Not
that.
the aliens.
They talked about that.
They heard a lot about that.
You know what's crazy? They talked about it. They announced it from the whistleblower. Then everybody was just like, okay, like we know already. We already know.
It's
like,
nothing new.
It's nothing you can't say to us that we don't already know. Just show us, basically.
Right.
At this point, it's just
But they won't.
Like they won't. They really won't. Cause like they feel like the people ain't ready.
What you mean? I mean, they've been quote in space since the 70s. What you mean? How? I mean, we what? So it's
Like
what,
the general public,
years?
they don't think we're ready.
We go to movies with aliens.
What if those
we got aliens on our posters?
But think about it.
We got aliens in our house.
But think about it. It's a real life alien though. It's not. What's
how do we
fiction.
know? How do they? Okay, if it's
Well,
see, the thing is, this is the thing.
What if the alien is not what we think?
No, I think something else is going on. This is a distraction. Okay, like how it always is. Like how it always is. I got my foil hat on. Fuck all of that.
Yeah.
What it is something else is going on. My thing is this how I feel like. Just how like I got over the fear of monsters and shit like that. Like if it's in your room or whatever, if it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you. If it's not, just go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You wake up in the morning, it didn't want you, right? Same thing with aliens. If aliens are so high tech, they're gonna find us before we find anything from them. That's what I personally believe. If they're so high tech, more advanced than we are and all of that, trust me, they're gonna find us before we find them. Okay? And if that is the case, they did find something, we should see something out of the big dogs, something different, like leaving the planet or some shit, like, you know what I mean? Like if you really found
the mothership?
The mothership.
Yeah, like the UFO, like a big old UFO.
If you found a threat like that, if you got all this money anyway, you going down deep in the sea for nothing, looking at boats that sunk centuries ago. If you doing all of that,
right?
I'm just saying.
Hey, we
if
the
you
last
follow,
ones to get in that.
okay, but I'm saying. But let's see them leave though. Let's see them leave.
You know who I'm getting there.
But if they ain't leaving,
you ain't got that.
I'm not worried. If the billionaires are not leaving, I'm not worried.
If you don't got that, you ain't getting on the mothership.
Got what?
The money.
Got paper.
Oh no, of course not. But I ain't talking about us. I'm talking about the billionaires.
Oh yeah, I already know.
Yeah.
Shit, it was that time where all the CEOs was like quitting. That was a scary time. It was like, where the fuck y'all going? What the fuck y'all know we don't know?
Right.
Everybody just started stepping down and shit. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
I watched the whole 2 hours of that hearing. The Congress people, they asked questions. They asked good questions. And like you said, everything that we already know or has already been shared has been, but the questions that would have gave us more.
Yeah.
He said, I can't do it. I can't do it in the public. He said they were calling something a skiff where they can go in private and talk about it.
Yeah.
Is this non-human? I can't relinquish that.
Secret, man.
Right. So the data we would need is one, radar, two, to see where they come from and where they exit. Those are all important information that we need to have to even determine these things.
Right.
They're talking about something going at 90-degree turn at almost hyper like light speed, right?
Turns that it's not possible with regular planes. And
What if our governments had this technology? That's a fundamental question.
That's
Would you want your adversaries to see that? America's hasn't been attacked, right?
Right.
Maybe they know we have something that is just like we have the mothership. Maybe we reverse engineered it from actual alien. That's only that's not my idea.
I mean, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
something that can just drop nukes all easy and shit.
Anything is possible. I'm just saying, we've heard this every so often though. Every couple of years, there's some alien something.
makes you wonder.
But those videos that you see about them ships and shit in the sky, them shits becoming more real. Like the one in Vegas last year, that one looked real. I thought that was like, damn, we gone.
Yeah, but I mean, you could ask people over time, have you seen a UFO or whatever? So you just see it flying. If it is that. But my thing is, like I said, like, I don't know, it just happened. Is it weird to say this happens all the time? We hear this all
Yeah, like
is this weird? I mean, but I'm just saying,
it's not because it's like we seeing the shit and they can't hide it no more, basically.
Yeah,
I guess.
Like you can't hide this shit no more.
what to get? What is it? Like you telling us something, like you're hiding it. Like what the fuck?
What's in
You're
Area
hiding
51, man? I want to know what's in there. All right, just let me know. They ain't gonna tell me.
Anything else? Anybody got anything else before we get into these topics? Anything else you've heard, seen? Oh yeah, well you seen that one Congress dude, or I don't know, I think it was a senator, one of the two. He was talking in his speech and froze.
Who was that?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell, yeah.
Yeah, I seen it on Facebook. And I heard Joe Budden talk about it too. But I seen it on Facebook.
Froze. Well, what happened to him?
It was an older dude.
Give him a virus.
I don't know. But
Robot. He wasn't.
I'll show you after.
Acting right.
But but he's fine, I guess. He's nothing really happened to him. That's our dog. You already know. I already know. All right. Anything else before we get into the topics?
I know.
Music.
Good music came out this week. I know Nas dropped last week, and this week Travis Scott dropped his album. Yeah. I know you was talking about Killer Mike album and Andre 3K verse.
That was the first thing I heard. And Killer Mike was on Joe Rogan's show. He was talking about the work he's doing in communities, how humble. So the first song I heard was Scientists and Engineers. I didn't know it was related to the album, but at the same time I was listening to the podcast. And I heard Andre's verse, and I'm like, this wordplay is so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
You get $1 more, you will get upgraded. Hope I'm 80 when I get my second win. And then you think second win, but second wind, and you're like, what is this? Yeah. And I just followed through. Then I listened to the album. He's got a good flow, and it was nice to see him outside of Run the Jewels. It hypes you up, but to get some more of him, more of an individual, that was cool.
Okay.
Most definitely. I thought that was one of his best albums he's ever put out, in general for me. I loved it from start to finish. The features on there was just perfect. Like you said, that Andre 3K verse was just, it was amazing. That verse was just amazing. I played that song back so many times.
The gospel ad-libs too, like get the bando, like it was so beautiful how they.
It was a great song, man. Just that project was incredible.
I definitely started liking Killer Mike album.
Oh yeah.
Halfway through, it's like, yeah, this shit is fire.
Yeah.
I still gotta listen to Nas's though.
Nas is it was okay. It was pretty good. It was a good album. I felt like this was probably the least favorite out of the many projects he have done with Hit Boy. I was a bit disappointed with the 50 verse.
Yeah, I feel like he should have said more. He should have given a longer verse.
Very, very disappointed with that. But I mean, overall, the album was solid. It was a pretty good album. Travis Scott album, whole lot of features. That album was crazy. That was a really good album. I enjoyed it. I played it so many times over the weekend, and still gonna continue to play it. He just got a plethora of features on there. I don't know if y'all heard it yet, but
yeah, I gave it a listen.
Yeah,
that was really good.
It was really good. Yeah, his projected first week sale is gonna be crazy. From what I'm hearing, it's over nearly 500K.
It's like
right now.
It's like they stepping their game up because the first half of this year was kind of flat. Seemed like the albums are coming out now and getting that
summertime.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys think if Nas died young, he would be in the same conversation that Tupac, Biggie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can burst in mind.
Yeah, for sure. Because
he's
already up there.
Yeah, he was up there.
Definitely up there.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it would be like submitted like right in there. Like
the thing is, like when people die, unfortunately, especially young when they're in their prime, they get put up on a pedestal. I'm not saying they're not supposed to, but if we go enough like we do this Biggie and Tupac situation, thing, and the thing about the comparison is like Biggie don't have enough material.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where and that's where it's like it cuts him at, and it's not that because he's not a better lyricist or anything else. It's just the fact that it's just like Tupac got too much stuff. He just got too much. So it's like, but same we talked about this before in a couple episodes ago about like artists that passed compared to like artists that's still here now and like who will be what. But people do that out of respect, or if you like that artist and they did pass, and if they and all of that plays a factor into it. And you could say that. That's what I'm saying. It's cool for people to put them up there like that. But it's like when you say like if you got a diehard Jay-Z fan. Or like what you say with Nas, and you say like I agree. Like I still, if he passed, not passed, he's still up there regardless. You know what I'm saying? Right. He was honestly, we want to go through the timeline. He was put on before both of them, because he had he was 94 on lock. Like that whole. Nas was the problem. Okay.
Well, I feel like why Biggie was put on such a high pedestal, even though he didn't have that much. Body of work to really show for it. I think his impact. His impact was crazy. It's crazy. He put New York on pretty much from a standpoint from when he hit the scene. A lot
you said
more.
Put New York on?
I believe he did. I believe he put more because at that point, at that point at a time, I feel like West Coast was it.
West Coast was it. Was
when I felt like when Tupac was around, but when Biggie hit the scene, bro, it felt like New York was just they were there. Like New York, that music is back. And he put a lot more artists on in New York that came up. Like you got the Mobb Deeps and who else? 50 Cent came up. I felt like he inspired a lot.
I mean, he did, but when you comparing them with Pac, that's what I'm saying. That's what I get at when I went to short material. When you compare them with Pac, that's all I'm saying. As far as the comparison, he did put people on too, but I feel like New York, people was following New York, but I feel like
who you felt impact was more, Biggie or Pac?
On
just
on
their
side or music period
in general, music in general.
Well, yeah, I would have to say Tupac.
You say Tupac?
Yeah.
Tupac.
Hell yeah.
Tupac.
Yeah, it's close.
It's close though. I feel like it's closer than people think.
I mean,
Biggie's flow was crazy.
His flow, yeah, man.
His flow was.
I mean, because you said impact on other artists or impact on fans.
Just
like,
music in general.
Yeah, Tupac.
Yeah.
I have to say Tupac. Because people, outside of, like, people cut a job, people try to look like Tupac, try to emulate Tupac.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Not saying nobody tried with Biggie, because you had Shine, then you got Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? You got other artists that tried to take his voice or his look. Not saying that Rick Ross did that, I'm just saying resemble. But definitely, because he just did more. That's why I'm saying that's Biggie's handicap. That's the only thing I can say about Biggie's is that he just, and that's not his fault.
It's not.
Is that, but if he did have more, if he had the same body of work as Tupac, it might be the Biggie. Might be Biggie.
The quality with Biggie is there though.
Yeah.
Even though
how people was dressing to him.
Yeah.
Don't take that.
Even though he didn't have a lot, the quality was still up there.
Yeah.
He got some shit.
Yeah.
Pac was like tapping on your third eye though. He was like songs like Changes and the political aspect that he had. He had to be killed. And like the amount of change that he could have brought had he still been here today, I believe would be immense.
Yeah.
A song that almost works like fortune telling.
Yeah.
It still runs true to this day, right? It's nothing short of inspiring, and regardless of the conspiracy theories,
Right.
Just stay away from those.
A lot of those.
We should have a conspiracy episode.
Yeah.
Bring it back. We may have one.
Bring me back for that one. I got to go.
Okay. All right, let's get into these topics. Carlee. All right, last episode.
Live.
Oh my god.
Last episode, I think it was only like a day old. I feel like
Until we found out
what was going on. I think we only heard that she was kidnapped or something like that. I think so. We was like,
because it
which
was
we
like
should be.
48
Because
hours
everybody,
later.
whenever you hear something like that, you always take it serious. So it's like I don't feel dumb or anything like that for saying, ladies, be aware of your surroundings and all that other good stuff because you should still be aware of that.
Have protection.
All of that.
Pepper spray.
All of that.
Something.
Yeah.
So the 25-year-old from Alabama was having a situation with her boyfriend to where as though they broke up. So she decided to, I'm gonna get back at him. So I'm gonna go on the highway and make a scene and make it seem like I was trying to She was trying to save the little boy. Save the little boy, or the little boy was kidnapped.
A toddler was on the
side of the road.
Toddler was on the highway.
On the highway.
Okay, and then she gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
And then they both get kidnapped.
It's supposed to be like the story was it was like a trick saying that I heard it was like a little person was in there instead of a toddler.
Okay. So it wasn't even a toddler.
No.
Like a
short
midget? Like a short adult?
Yeah.
A shorter person. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure it out, y'all.
But apparently that was not the case.
Okay.
That's actually a story somewhere else.
Oh, okay. So she probably read that. Let me put that in.
You want to know where that story's from? It's funny. You remember that Kevin Hart stand-up? When he was talking about, he stopped on the side of the road and seen a baby. He got out and seen him picked up the baby.
Oh my goodness.
I know he joking, right? But I mean, she may really got it from there.
Then saw the deer breath. You don't remember that one?
I know you're talking about. But I hope but you know what? She probably did find it from there.
It's damn near identical.
So let me finish it up. So
I never thought about that.
So listen. She did this, and obviously it's not true. It's made up. It's a hoax because she wanted to get back at the boyfriend for leaving her supposedly. Okay. So that's the truth. So, but my question is, because in here we got a lot of black girls missing and stuff because of a lot of the what they would call them. What do you call it? The kidnapped girls.
Trafficking.
Trafficking. Yeah. There's a lot of trafficking. People, especially black women, they complain and they cry out, or rightfully they should, about not getting the notoriety or the attention that
even from doctors.
That they from doctors, all of this, and then you get this type of situation, and it makes them look bad. So my question to you is that she did get charged too.
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
she got charged.
She got
She
charged.
should.
Yeah, she should. Yeah,
She
she got
should have.
charged.
Going to jail now.
So you, being this is your group here, in y'all little room, how do you feel?
Disgusted. Like once I seen that everything came out that she was lying about the whole situation, it was just disgusting at the fact that you would do something like that to get back at him. She probably didn't think it would get this big nationwide. She thought maybe like a small town thing. Oh, she missing, and to make her boyfriend feel sad about her, mad or whatever she wanted to get from him. But right, it's still extreme though. But the fact that you had right.
I stuck up for her.
Right, you feel bad for her, and it's like, dang, like what could she be going through right now? And then, hopefully she's alive. All the prayers that people prayed, and there was a woman whose daughter was actually kidnapped and murdered that was helping with the search. I can only imagine how she felt when she figured out this was a lie. Like, it's people out there that this type of thing triggered them back to their own memories of having a kid kidnapped and missing. So it's like, I don't think she was thinking at all. So she was just going off of her own emotion and revenge.
She was smiling in her mugshot.
Right.
Yeah, we're looking at the mugshot right now.
Which makes it seem like do we want to put this under like mental illness?
She's not even smiling with eyes. No eye smile too.
It do show signs of a little mental illness, so maybe she,
I wouldn't want to put it on that though.
You won't put it on that? No, I won't put it on that neither.
That's crazy. That's man. It's crazy as hell.
Her search history. She looked up the movie Taken.
Yeah.
And bus tickets. And they didn't say. They said there was more in the search history, but they didn't want to share it.
Yeah, sure.
What do we think she was searching other than that?
It was one that she was searching
about how to steal money.
Yeah, how to rob a cash register. Yeah.
Whole life, yeah.
So this is the thing. You said before, maybe she didn't think this through. My thing is, we can't keep giving people.
You thought this through.
She thought this through.
What you think was going to happen? Like, you can't.
Listen, once she searched up Taken, you already knew it was her.
And I think she did. Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?
Yeah.
That's and how old you have to be to get one.
Yeah.
The searches cost about tens of thousands of dollars too.
Yeah.
That's money from the state.
You wasting money.
I'm grateful that regardless of race and gender, that America listened and America wanted to look for it. I think that shows a little bit of equity, right? There was that quintessential white woman that was missing,
right?
And America listened. The system still worked to find her. And I'm grateful that there's a win there.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
I agree with
Nobody
that.
found her. She just walked back home.
On a serious note, I know we joke about, had a little jokey jokes about this, but on a serious note, this does make you angry in a way because of all of this, the lies that she put out there. It just, for all the real kids or women or people in general that are out there really missing, it's a slap in the face. It's like, that it angers you, and that it disappoints me. It makes you mad that you really did this without even thinking. But you thought about this. She thought about that. She knew. She knew what she was doing, and that's what really makes this bad and makes you angry as a person at her for what she done.
All right. I agree. Anything else? You want to say something?
You just gotta shake your head at it. It's just,
that's all you can do.
It's wild.
Because like when people were saying, she's faking it. Damn. She was faking it. I stuck up for her, I was like, no, she not. How can y'all say that? This is why women don't get believed now. Because they don't. Most women
I agree.
Don't.
I agree.
So it's like, she's not faking it. This could really happen. Just for her to come out and lie.
Right.
When
Some
you
dude
think
with
back,
orange
though,
hair kidnapped me, and then they painted my nails the
Right.
next morning and fed me Cheez-Its.
Yeah, like
It was
that.
just a wild
The
story.
story itself, like when you really think back and just really go through the story, it's just so many red flags.
Yeah.
So many red flags. From the first jump on a highway, why would you see a little baby on the highway?
They showed a picture. It's like so dark.
Man, like
Right.
that was red flag number one.
Dark as hell over there.
That there was
Red
no
flag
other
number
calls,
two, you're
yeah.
getting your nails painted, you're getting fed crackers and stuff like that.
Who will feed you Jesus?
Red flag number two. Not like
I just needed to still be aware that if this happens again, take it serious.
yeah.
Again, believe that it's true until we find the person. You know what I'm saying? That's the only issue I had too. Is that what you said? Both of y'all said pretty much like black women feel like they don't get the attention they need anyway.
Right.
And
Right.
it makes it.
Right.
Oh, maybe they're just joking every time to get attention. It's like, no, that's not the case.
Right.
For her, yes. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Jesse too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is damn near comparable.
And they were talking about that on Joe Budden, not to
I think this
copy
one
that
is
conversation,
worse,
but
though.
yeah, but they're both worse. They're both bad.
They're both bad.
They're both bad, but this one is worse.
Yeah.
This is like a whole national search type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jesse was just
Beat up. He was like beat up.
No, but he was
Yeah.
talking about
because he was
the people who did kidnap him, and then that group came in, and
That's damn near identical. I'm sorry.
it's still on the same level to me.
It's
It's
damn
just
near the same
different.
level.
Both
Different.
bad.
The one is famous, one is not. I mean, whatever you want to do, the difference like that. But as far as affects a group of people or affects a lifestyle that we live in that either is an issue or it's not an issue. All this because of how you felt about your relationship with your boyfriend. You could have done mad other things than this. You understand what I'm saying?
It's just
Yeah, the mugshot is crazy. I look it up online. The mugshot is nuts. If I was a judge, I would. This would help me sentence you. The mugshot.
it definitely was.
It would.
Yeah,
It would. It really would.
Yeah.
It really would because even then, I know people make. When you're nervous, like I remember you said that. You're nervous. You make a face or you act a certain way. No, you have to understand that you fucked up.
Yeah, you gotta
And I need you to understand that just for that second when we take this shot.
That's how this mugshot looked. Like she just fucked up.
No, but don't. But
And-
make a
but don't.
face.
So I'm just trying my hardest to like make it look like I really wanted to do this, but I really didn't. like
5 days.
Oh my
Yeah.
I'm good still. I'm good.
Well, what if she was like, America's gonna see this, and I want to.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
like,
Probably. Probably.
It just makes it look so much worse.
It does.
Yeah.
It's
It's
sad.
bad, but
Well, she's okay. She's healthy. She's
Yeah.
alive.
yeah.
And there's no short person or baby or anybody else that was involved. And everybody's safe. So there you go. And we should be done with her.
And she deserves to be in jail. Well,
And she did- and she-
that's rightfully
yeah,
so.
I think
So
something's gonna
there you
happen.
go.
She's
Sit
gonna
your
live with
ass
that.
down.
She's gotta live with that.
Sit
Somebody
your
Oh,
ass
yeah.
down.
Boom.
Yeah.
Carlee.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Carlee.
All right. All right, James, spice it up, man.
Spice it up. Let's
Spice
talk
it
about
up.
manipulators. Let's talk about them.
Uh,
So what I want to ask y'all is who you think, gender-wise, race-wise, however deep you want to go with it, is the most manipulative in relationships. Yeah, I've been seeing this in real time, and it made me think of you, Ty, because you're still in these waters, and they're getting real intricate with it, man. So
I'm gonna say
the murky waters.
I'm gonna say women got the slight edge in the manipulative side, but men, I've heard stories about what men do, and it's wild. Man, I couldn't. That couldn't be me. That couldn't be me. Yeah. Women that I've dealt with, it's just be like small manipulative shit. You know what I mean? It'd be like the simple manipulative shit, like some of this, some of that, but they don't do it for you, but it's small. You know what I'm saying? It's like real small until it get bigger and bigger and bigger.
I definitely understand what you're saying.
The story,
Definitely.
the stories I hear with men, it just be like from the jump. They be like, "Yo," I heard the one story of like she let this guy drive her car, and he saw her No, she saw him with another girl in the car, and he was trying to play it off like that was his sister. And come to find out, it was not his sister. It was not his sister.
Damn.
Yeah, that went on for like a week until she found out that it was not his sister. I don't know how he got away with that, which is crazy. But like, men could be very manipulative. Very, very.
So who you pick?
I say women. But I'm just saying both.
Yeah, they both are.
It's bad.
You can't say women, but both.
Who does it worse?
I gotta.
Who does it more? Who does it more? Who does it more? After everything you just said, who does it more?
Like, you know,
No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Pick a damn side. Women. You said women.
I said I gave women.
Okay, you can't be on the fence.
Right.
Please, who's next? Who wants to go next?
Man, this is neck and neck. I'm gonna go slightly men. Because I feel like men use women more for their stuff opposed to women using men for their stuff more, in my opinion. I feel like dudes eat off women a lot more, rely on them a lot more, so they manipulate them to get what they want out of them more, in my opinion. Like Ty was saying, like dudes really do just fuck shit. Use a girl power and just be picking up other women.
Or watch Baby Boy.
Or
Right.
Watch
yeah,
Baby
like,
Boy.
it's crazy out here. Like,
That was really some baby boy shit.
What?
Baby
You
boy.
know, doing scene for scene.
but dudes be doing
You know I love you,
dudes be
bitch.
really doing some real dickhead shit to women and just using them for their shit.
It is a lot of baby boys.
It's a lot of those. A lot of those around.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna just give a slight edge to the guys for that one. I just see that a lot more than women bumming off men, and from what I see.
He real pro woman, which is okay. I respect that.
Listen, it's things women do that they have they do. They definitely have their worse ways than men does. But
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
I just feel like in this instance, I think men are more manipulative than women are.
There's nothing wrong with what you're saying. Ain't nothing wrong.
That's just what I see in my eyes. That's what I see more of.
James, who you want to go next?
I can go next.
Okay.
I got some examples. Definitely men. I'm gonna be more specific. Older men for sure. Because they're cold and they're calculated. It's like they know, and they play the long game. As women, when they manipulate, it's not really any long-term stuff. You know what I mean? They don't stick around for it. But the men, they go crazy.
Oh yeah,
older dudes.
definitely what I mean.
The mind game.
When you say older, what age range we looking at?
Like older than us.
Like
I'd say
the 40s,
40s.
Yeah,
So,
like
like,
late
over
30s,
40s.
late 30s, 40s.
So
Yeah,
us in a few years.
probably me. I'm halfway there.
Y'all have the trickles.
Us in a few years.
I know exactly what you mean though.
Like I'm watching this in real time currently, and it's like this guy. He always knows how to keep this girl just on a leash, just just nice enough. And then whenever he dips, he like couple weeks, month, and then he'll start talking to her again, and he gets her every time with this line. Sorry, my thoughts got the better of me, and she just folds every time. Every time. It's nuts.
Okay.
That's why I say that, man. Men got a lot more shit than you.
Yeah, man
So,
got bars.
you said women?
I'm telling you.
Man, you said men?
I say men.
You say men? All right, Mike. Babe, it's us three left. You gonna go?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I say men as well. Because men feed off of and they take advantage of women's emotions. Y'all know we're emotional creatures, so we can wear our heart on our sleeve. We're nurturers. We want to do things for you. So y'all take that and like y'all use it to y'all advantage in a bad way. Could be in a good way. But y'all gonna play off of that to get what y'all want at the end of the day.
Witness this.
So,
like,
It's
women,
crazy how much I witnessed all this.
Okay.
It's not wrong at all.
It's me and you in the game, man.
It's in the word, right? Manipulate. It is in the word. I'm gonna throw that.
Okay.
When I think about manipulation, I think about control, right?
Okay.
And when I think about control, I think about the mind.
Mhm.
And when I think about the mind, I think about mental health. When I think about mental health, I think that men more or less have some more mental illness than women.
Okay.
Maybe there's statistic to back that up.
Mhm.
When I think about control, and I think about men, but there's a societal, social factor that women possess as well. Biologically, men want the cookie, right? Like men want to procreate, men want to mate, and that holds great power. That holds great power.
This nature.
I'm about to piggyback right off that. Go ahead.
And you know, the common manipulation we talk about, the gold digging or security or stability, and if I buy a woman a purse and I get a blowjob, that's like a version of material prostitution, right? Who's the manipulator there? The one who bought the purse for the reward, or the one who knew what they can get?
It determines who bring it up first.
So
It's rhetorical.
I want to.
I mean, that's a good question.
It's rhetorical, but I mean, he's got a point. So you say all that, but you say all that to say what? What side?
So see, but then I think on a parental level and cultural level.
Okay.
If my parent thinks lineage is important, now I have a parent manipulating my relationship decision. So it runs so deep. I'm going neutral.
You can't. You gotta pick one. Everybody pick one. You have to pick one. You gotta pick one. This is a good one.
This is definitely evil.
You got it. Bam, chill out.
Bam said, hurry, pick
Go
one.
ahead. Thank you, Bam. Tell him though.
Okay. Are there more men, biological males, or biological females on this planet? Which one's?
Bruh,
That's my answer. That's my answer.
Come on, man. You can't say that.
That's my answer.
You can't say that because. You can't say that
I can't
because.
say that, right?
You can, but I mean, just pick one, dude. Just pick one. Everybody pick one. Right?
Okay.
Pick one.
Okay. I think there are more males, population-wise. So I'm going males.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Now you.
Well, John with you. You know I'm not. I'm against the grain. Listen, I'm going to say women, but everything y'all said about men is 100% facts. But just off of what I've experienced and what I've seen, it's definitely women. Because a dude will morph his whole life around a woman.
Sure will.
And I've definitely seen that happen.
Okay,
too.
so my thing is, yeah, a woman will walk off the cliff with a man. Yeah. But it's just something that a woman has that could change a man's whole structure of life. Okay? And you keep it, just keep it 100 though. I mean, outside, yeah, you want to smell right to yourself, smell good, but you do everything for females. I want to look cool. I want to look sharp. Yeah, you want to do that for males. That's cool. But I mean, you know, whatever. That's what teaches on. But I'm talking about for the males that, you know, that's into females. Everything that they do is around females. I want to look cool. I want to look flashy. I want to get a car because it attracts a female's eyesight. Like he said, if I buy $1,000 purse, I'm gonna get ass one time and it's worth it. But I just got the same ass yesterday. Not having to pay the purse fee. You see what I'm saying?
The same woman or a different woman?
It could be for the same. It's crazy like that. It could be for the same woman.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
From the same. You just had the same ass last night. You get what I'm saying?
Well, you can't buy the purse out of love. You just have to buy it to think about
You're
getting
doing
something.
it. But that's what we saying. But yes, it is because that was why it was love last night. Before it was love. It was love last night. Before. You're right. It was love. I was taken back by it though because it was love last night. Before.
Yeah.
Bam, relax.
Y'all can't laugh.
We can't laugh. We can't go fun, y'all. It's dog. Get him. Hold on.
I'm trying to, but he's still barking.
Well, anyways, but yeah, pretty much, yeah. So, it was love last night. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that. But I mean, for both sides, y'all both have to be, not blind. You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all both, if each gender is not blind, you won't be in that. You won't get played like that. That's just plain and simple.
Is all manipulation negative though? Like if a man changes his life for a woman,
I don't think
it could that be positive?
I don't like manipulation. That word is evil.
I see.
That word is bad. I don't like. Yeah. Like no matter what, she knows. Okay, I use us for example. No matter, right? No matter. We've been in the game long enough. So she knows that I love her, whatever, all that. But she knows that the door is right there too. She does the same thing for me. So it's like there's no manipulation here. This is I want to be here. She wants to be here. There's no.
Right.
I pay for stuff for her. That's why she loves me to be here. Or she lets me do whatever I want. So that's why I'm here.
Right. Or you use the door as pressure. Right.
Yeah. No, there's no pressure.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying. And she same for me. She ain't about to jump over no. You see, you go ahead. She ain't about to fight nobody. Like,
nope.
Okay, so she's not about to fight nobody. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But so manipulation, it should nothing be manipulated. If it is manipulated and you like to be manipulated, then that's something else as well. But if there is manipulation in a relationship, that's a bad sign. That's what I'm saying. That's not a good sign to have. I don't want to be with somebody that if I buy her a purse, she cool to stay. You got to be with me where we are saving up for food, and then when we go on trips too. You gotta be with both. You gotta be going through it all. And if you did that, that lets me know everything I need to know. You don't gotta manipulate shit after that.
You guys know the 5 love languages?
Yeah, we had an episode on that.
Yeah. Right, so that's like almost anti-manipulation, right? It's your way to communicate through love. So a gift, like a purse, could not then be manipulation, right? When you have that actual connection, right? The gift is something that gives them love. It makes them think about. So there's a latter end of it where we can use those to give love. But I think there's a fine line. And does that come down to the intention? Does that come down to the control? And what determines the decision for love versus manipulation for other means? What's the line?
I think everybody got a different line to it too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for me, some people are easy. Like you can give me a bag of M&Ms. Like I always say, I'm good. Because it's rare.
Because it's the thought that counts too.
It's rare for me for like a woman to genuinely buy me something instead of just like me asking to buy something for me and then like I pay it back. But if she genuinely just buys me my favorite thing, it's like you really care for me. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's the yellow bag.
Yeah, but when you want that bad shit with the roaches, you gonna go for it.
You about to call cops for her. That's how me and my girl. It's like as far as me and my girl, like my girl know what I like, and she sometimes just out of the blue just get it for me. And that's out of love, and I do the same for her. I know the things she likes. She likes purses, flowers, and stuff. And out the blue, I might just get it for her and just give it to her out of love. But as far as manipulation, the line for manipulation, that's like me meeting a girl and the girl just like, yo, just buy me a purse or something like that.
Give me $40.
You actually go and do it, and you just get some ass out of it, and that's it. You never see her again.
It's like
you said they got manipulated in a way,
that's
or even that, just being with a girl for like, or just being with her like in hopes of being with the girl and you really like her, but that girl don't really like you like that for real. She's just like that's more manipulation. Like she's just in it just to get something out of you and just she gone.
Right.
Like that's what the line is for manipulation. Is like you're really buying that gift for her out of love, but she only getting that out of you because she just want it.
Okay.
I can get this myself, but I'm gonna make this dude pay for me. So I'm gonna just act like I'm with him, talk to him for like a month.
Most joints do that, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a cold game out here. It's a cold game out here.
Hello.
Are you saying it's not?
I am the witness to that.
Yeah,
So I can say it. could definitely.
He said, I bought a lot of things.
Dog, shoot. It happened to the best of us. It happened to the best of us.
At one point, it was bad. My mom was like, "Stop tricking.
No, for real.
Stop doing this to these little girls. You always do this. Stop tricking."
Stop tricking.
I'm fortunate enough to have an older brother to tell me this stuff. Like he been through this stuff and know what it's like, and he taught me the game. Like, dog, don't be spending your money on these people.
I think every male should go at least go through one heartbreak.
For sure.
Because it creates your boundaries. Yeah, you have to
definitely.
And the earlier you have it,
the better.
The better.
The better.
The better.
Earlier the better. So go get your heart broken early, y'all. Tell out there.
You will guide your heart, man. I swear you will guide your heart better than anything. Like,
the more heartbreaks you go through, I think, is the better as well. Okay. My first one was at 4. Then I had another one.
Going
all right.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so enough heartbreaks and gender battle for now until we get later on. So ready? Secret Invasion.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. Secret Invasion. All right.
Yeah.
Skrulls and Nick Fury and Samuel Jackson, who is Nick Fury.
Yes.
Don, your boy John Cheadle, is in this. The girl from Game of Thrones. You know her name? This thing's
her name?
Imla. No, I don't know.
Amelia.
I can't see this.
Oh, Amelia Clark.
Hold on.
Tracy, back to the top. There you go.
Miss Clark, who plays Gaia.
Right.
I think you guys have heard of the show, obviously.
Yes.
Most of us have watched it. He's a comic book nerd, so he don't watch nothing. He just reads you. Which is cool, but it's not what we watch.
It's different. I know it's different, so
okay.
I don't mind the spoilers and stuff.
We know you're familiar with Marvel-ness, so we're just going to fill you in. You obviously don't watch it. She's looking at her phone right now. Cool. Just pay attention.
No.
Whatever. Anyways, thoughts on the show. We know the ratings. It was horrible. It was the worst series show that they've had.
That's crazy.
Forget all of that, 'cause that's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But we going to talk about our stuff, so go ahead, Joe.
For me, it started off really good, and then I feel like they really dropped the ball with the finale. I did not like the finale. I was kind of just scratching my head with the finale.
Like what you
just the whole fact of Gaia gaining all those powers from all the Avengers. I didn't get that. That just was a head scratcher for me. I don't know. Just from where it started to where it went, I just felt like they really dropped the ball with this. First episode was a blast. It was a really good, really good first episode. It reeled me in. I thought this was going to continue on, but I felt like each episode it started off great, then it was cool from on, and then it just took a turn for me.
So like, what was the best part about the show, you feel like?
Really just the start of it and learning about who the Skrulls are and where, why are they here?
Yeah.
And how they began to take over and stuff. That was the cool part, but it just felt like I just didn't like the way it ended.
Okay. Jay, how you feel about Rhodey being a Skrull?
That too.
That was really interesting. But
that was
now
interesting.
It's the whole thing, like, so how much of the real world machine did we have in these previous movies prior?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know. I think I would have been in the camp if I was watching this week to week of a lot of people that said after episode 2 they just were done with it, didn't want to go back to it. But watching it all in one go, I guess made it a little more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't like how it's trying to be like a spy show, but it just never goes in that direction the way it should.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tyler, in the movie or in the show, the superheroes that you talk about is not there. The only time that you see anything of those superheroes is at the end when they have the pod. What?
They was out in the pod, right?
Yeah, well that.
Or
but I'm
that,
talking about
or
like
superpowers.
superpowers at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. The villain of it is, was it Gravik?
Gravik.
Yeah.
Gravik. Do you know is Gravik?
A super Skrull.
Yeah,
Super Skrull.
yeah. So that's pretty much who he is, and he's the evil guy throughout the whole thing. You know his relationship with Fury or anything like that, or no? on the comments. They don't tell you that. Well, the whole story behind Fury is that he's supposed to find them in the world home. You know that part, right? Yeah. So he's one of those ones who are upset that he didn't go through the promise, pretty much, and that like he did things for Fury that he wasn't repaid from. You know what I'm saying? So that's where he's coming to.
The Skrulls in the comics is just they bad guys for real. There was like no promise.
It's 6 episodes. I feel like it's not enough. It's not enough. Either make it like a 2-hour movie, or
they said it should be like its own phase for real.
Or its own phase. I feel like it should have heard that.
Yeah,
it could have been. I personally feel like 2020 just messed everything up like completely, because like the 2 years after that and get a shitload of material from a lot of after Endgame, but more so just after the real world 2020, because it just stopped production.
Yeah.
So that real time fucked a lot of things up. Cause like after like 21 and 22, like a shit ton of material from Marvel came out.
Oversaturated.
You know what's messed up? People saying that Marvel died when Tony died in Endgame.
It's kind of an arguable statement, because for me, that's when it felt like it's kind of gone down.
Disney's fault? Whose fault?
I don't think it's his fault. It's just the way it is. I feel like they got to build up these characters a bit better.
Definitely better.
But Loki was incredible.
Loki was incredible. That was probably one of my favorite series.
The thing that's going to cripple Loki is the whole situation with the actor who played Kang. I keep forgetting his name.
Oh, Jonathan Majors. Yeah.
That whole situation. That halted things.
The season comes out this year.
It's coming out like
but
I don't know if he's in it. I don't know Jonathan.
You don't think he's in it?
I don't know how much of Jonathan
you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Well,
because that's messed up, that whole situation with him.
Did you say it was?
I mean, they found out that she lied, so
right.
Sure.
So he should be.
Yeah, he should be good to go. Yeah,
but you know how that should go.
Right.
Yeah.
But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully he can't come back.
I always say if they kept Urza Miller for Flash, then Jonathan, he ain't do nothing.
yeah, he ain't do nothing. But I don't know. Hopefully that's, like I said, hopefully do go back to normal and everybody get back to their spots or whatever. I just feel like these TV shows is crippling the whole, because you gotta watch this to watch the next movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you don't watch the show, then you're gonna be lost with the next movie. And that's the whole thing about like the whole like the problem that I feel like they're having now, because that whole situation from us knowing Tony to Endgame, how long did that take? Like 10 years?
Yeah.
We don't got 10 years. We don't got 10 years, and then you giving out more stuff. And then people didn't like this. Secret Invasion was the worst rated show?
That was the worst
rated show.
Okay, yeah. So people didn't like this. And
that's crazy. That 4th episode was crazy how it ended. That was good.
But
that was real.
It kept me on. Yeah, it kept me there. Like,
I don't think it was the worst show. What was the worst show out of all of them, I think?
I feel like the worst one out of all of them was probably
either She-Hulk or the Black Widow one for me.
I like She-Hulk.
That was a Black Widow?
You said Black Widow?
No, you got the Hawkeye?
Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel?
Oh, Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
I ain't like Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel was like more geared to kids.
It was more,
Well,
I thought that was alright.
I couldn't get into She-Hulk.
I ain't watch Moonlight?
Moon Knight was good. I actually like Moon Knight. How do you like that?
You said I always heard good things from Loki though. I always heard
Loki was
the
incredible.
humor, the action, the story.
That was probably the best one.
To me, it goes.
Yeah.
It goes Loki, and then I'll put Moon Knight, and it's between Wanda and I'll put Wanda there.
WandaVision was great too.
And then I put
WandaVision was good.
It started slow, but man, when it got real,
when you realize what's happening, you be like, oh shit.
But like playing with the multiverse is almost like a cop out, because then you can just if something goes wrong with an actor or a story, the multiverse you just have its role. You just change the story, change the characters. And,
that's a fact.
That's how it is.
This might be their downfall though, but you said that's how it is in the comics.
Yeah, it's like somebody always dying and coming back.
Right.
I think this would have been better as a Captain Marvel film.
Like add this to a Marvel film.
Like Captain Marvel, like the character, because we were introduced to the Skrulls from that movie, so it only would make sense if she was a part of the Secret Invasion Part 2.
If they did it like the comics.
Yeah, but then where's Gaia fit in?
It'd have been better.
That's another thing they got an issue with too, because she's technically the strongest person.
Yeah, like
So
that's
it's
what
like,
I was kind of
so
like.
it's like, what is
What
that?
the heck?
And they
Like,
coming out with a Marvel movie too.
Yeah,
The Marvels. That Marvel's gonna be good.
But I feel like that had to take place obviously before this.
I hope that's good.
But if it take place before this, why is this out before the Marvel movie? That's what I'm saying. Like, if that is the
This
case,
might be its own thing though.
what this?
Yeah, the Marvels might be its own. It might not even show a scroll.
But it had Nick Fury in that one. If that's even Nick Fury though. See.
That's interesting.
It is.
That makes you think.
But I think Rhodey was a scroll.
Yep.
How long he's been a scroll for you?
I've seen rumors that he's been a scroll since Civil War.
It's
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
When he got
He
hurt.
couldn't walk.
When he got hurt, he couldn't walk, and then suddenly he's walking. So
So
that was kind of
I was like,
yeah.
But
I didn't think about that.
But to have it that far back though is
yeah,
crazy.
I didn't really
makes you think
that
a lot of
much.
shit,
Yeah.
He only had a few lines, so all them lines was him.
Yeah, now it makes you want to go back and watch it, and then it makes you think
Somebody
like,
had no
oh,
lines.
Right.
That wasn't even him this whole, so he don't know Tony's dead.
That's
You
crazy.
don't know, who else you don't
Yeah,
know?
if you don't know.
You don't know Tony
that's
did.
crazy.
Right.
That's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
wild.
You don't know what happened.
He wasn't even there at the war.
I don't think you know who Thanos is. You don't know who Thanos is.
Yo, they had a whole war with a scroll. That's crazy.
You
That is
know?
wild.
He too busy collecting blood from everybody that was there. I don't know. It gets real, and if you follow the comics, you know the roller coaster that they're trying to go through. But I'm telling you this: nobody's waiting 10 years for a big villain battle. Like nobody's waiting 10 years for that.
Give me Marvel versus DC.
Yeah, you might as well. 'Cause
Might as well.
DC's
DC
dying.
won't do it. DC will not do it. I think they too stingy.
They just start making animes and they good.
Yeah.
Keep the anime game going because ain't nobody
They
messing.
go-
Ain't
they
nobody
are
beating them in the
making
anime
some
game.
Nah, yeah, nah.
Nobody beating them in
They
the
anime
anime game.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah, got that
it's
one
up
out.
there.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
saw that Flash movie, and I have this parallel. Flash is the Spider-Man of the Justice League.
okay.
I don't know if you guys saw the new Flash movie, but they kind of played like that. Basically, like reprinted the Spider-Man movie with all the other variations, but with Flash.
Right.
Like, I felt like they
No,
kind of like copy and pasted in a way. I don't know how to
Yeah,
explain
There's
it.
like different flashes in
I believe that.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be like
Multiverse.
Flashpoint, but like it's not Flashpoint. It's so weird how they did that movie. They should be ashamed. Basically.
I heard really bad things about it.
Bro, the only thing DC got going is
Just the cartoons. They got
but
the
as far as
cartoons.
movie wise, is Wonder Woman is pretty good.
With the
Yeah,
first
Wonder
one,
Woman was straight.
That was good.
The first one was good.
you don't like the second
Batman? No.
Batman is kind of
Batman versus Superman was good.
That new Batman.
You didn't?
I didn't like that one.
You
I
didn't like
like
it?
Batman versus
like
Superman.
You know what? I ain't
didn't
mean
like
that
it,
one. I meant Man of Steel.
Yeah, that was the
Man
best
of
one.
Steel
That was the best
that
one.
was probably
To
the
me.
Superman
To
movie.
me.
That was the good one.
That was the best DC joint. I mean, Batman. I'm sorry. I'm gonna kill him. Sorry. Hey.
Dark Knight.
Some Batman joints is alright, man. Outside
No,
of the Dark
yeah.
Knight joint, Batman.
You like
joint's
Dark
alright.
Knight?
I liked it. I like the acting of Joker. I like
Yeah,
Joker.
that Joker was probably the best
That
one
was
out
the
of
best
all
one,
of them.
man.
That was
You know what I'm
incredible.
saying?
That role cost him his life, though. I believe.
It did.
Yes.
It
I
did.
believe.
Yeah.
Sadly,
Yes.
man. Sadly, it did. But he did an amazing job doing that. But it's sad that messed him up.
There's a movie called Sound of Freedom. It's about like the trafficking of children. But the one actor who plays the guy who catches people, in an interview he said he goes to God to find out about the devil, and he believes that Heath Ledger went to the devil to find about the devil, and that is what ultimately cost him
Yeah.
because you
That's
get tricked
right.
in that way.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, whoa.
Because he really
That's
wanted
wild.
to get into like the Joker mindset. That's he.
Did he ever?
Man,
He
Joker's
worked that
a
role.
crazy dude.
Alright, so the future of Marvel, what do y'all think is going? Do you think that other universes, like say for instance the Mario universe, maybe no, I don't think the Sonic universe, but like Mario universe especially,
I think they could do that.
can they catch up? Are they gonna catch up to Marvel? Do you feel Marvel is gonna step up, or you feel like the way it's going?
If they do it right, if they do a Smash universe,
No,
I've been
talk about
saying this for
Marvel.
years. Oh, you talking about Marvel?
Yes, they are Marvel.
I thought you said Mario.
No, I said
That's
with
it.
Marvel, with the Marvel universe there that can potentially catch up. Do you think Marvel can, the way they're going now? Do you think they can keep this up,
I don't know,
or
man.
what do you do with these TV shows?
I don't know, man.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough.
I think it's gonna be tough for them to try to keep up. If I feel like the Nintendo universe and Mario world and stuff like that could potentially battle them and potentially come on top because they can really do some things with Mario and the different characters in that world and mesh it together. That they can do something crazy.
Luigi's Mansion movie.
But the thing is, that's
right.
Are they? See, the thing. Maybe I shouldn't even compare them two because for one, you got real actors into it, and
right.
Mario seemed more of a
animated,
and more of a kiddish type of thing. So I take that back. Not Mario, but I mean, for money profit wise, yes, they can.
They can.
Yeah. Because if something come out at the same time, that's what I'm talking about. But not, the opposite. Different.
You gotta look at Disney too. Disney run a lot of this, so it's like you gotta play in the Disney hand of what they want to be shown and what's going on.
That's true. I mean, Mario ain't beating Disney though. Nobody beating
Nothing
Disney.
beats Disney.
Nothing beats Disney.
That's why they chilling. That's why I don't even know why he's asked that. They're not beating Disney. I don't even know why I said that.
Yeah.
But with these TV shows, you feel like it's gonna hurt them in the long run or help them?
I think so.
You think it's gonna
I think
work?
we're hitting a point where we're just tired of just superhero genre media, just in general.
Yeah.
Like it's oversaturated at this point.
Yeah.
Like even outside of Marvel, you got The Boys. You got
I
stuff
like
like
The Boys though. The Boys
like
is refreshing.
Invincible. That's another one.
Yeah, you just said
Yeah.
refreshing. So what? Refreshing from what? The Marvel.
It's refreshing because it makes the heroes
like,
villains.
Yeah, it's because it's like with The Boys, it's like it's good and it keeps up.
Marvel for adults, right?
Yeah,
Like,
like the dude that's basically like a Superman light. He's crazy as shit, and like he really be killing motherfuckers. Like he's and
everything you want Superman to do once in a while.
No,
He's evil, yeah.
no.
You don't want Superman to do
No,
that.
you don't.
If Superman do that, man.
But that's why you watch it though. That's what you pretty much
But you
saying.
know what? We got Brightburn for that though, which was pretty alright.
And the other joint, it's another Superman joint they got.
So,
But that goes into what you were saying. How there's like 100 of Smallville or some shit like that.
Smallville and
So
stuff like that.
yeah. So yeah. I don't know. They gotta switch it up. But we're gonna still watch regardless. I don't know.
Yeah.
So all right. To the next movie, what, the Marvel? I think
The Marvels, I think, is next.
Is the next movie? Yes.
So we probably have.
When is that? End of
this
this year? Maybe.
No, I think that's coming up.
That's
coming
coming
up.
up.
It's
Like,
like-
that's
It's
coming up.
September.
September? Dang, I can't.
So we want to
Really
check
quick.
it out. Hopefully
Yeah,
it's
it's
better
on
than the
the
first
goodness.
Captain Marvel joint because I did not fuck with that.
No.
I didn't fuck with it.
Nah, yeah, I thought that was a bit.
I enjoy
The only thing I liked was the 90s, like, little.
The aesthetic, yeah.
The 90s stuff. So that's the only thing I liked about it. All right. Pay the running backs or nah?
Man, yeah, it's
Gotta pay the running back.
it's been getting crazy for the running backs right now. They're not getting value as much as they used to. And my question to this is, why aren't the running backs valued like other positions, like highly valued like that anymore? Why aren't they getting the money they think they deserve?
One, I believe,
Go ahead, Tiger.
it's because someone messed up the running back market.
What do you think of that?
I forgot. I can't even put it on my mind.
You
but
can say
somebody
running backs,
did.
though.
But I can't. I don't know. I want to say it's like
And then,
I don't remember.
You
I
know,
really
no
don't
running
remember
backs that
when.
messed up a contract?
I don't remember who did it,
Okay, but there is running backs that have. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
definitely there.
but I don't remember who did it. And then I see it's like teams or like coaches or GMs see it like indispensable in a way because a running back is a dime a dozen. They feel like they get hurt and they get replaced.
Well, we get hurt.
Yeah.
But it's like for a running back, it's like I don't know. It's just something about the running back that make them just because you're right. Other positions do get hurt, but they're not as replaceable in this way. Because you can't replace a QB just like that. Maybe once in a while.
That's definitely true.
I feel you.
Maybe
Yeah.
once in a while
It's a
you
lot
might get
harder
that.
to do that.
You might get that freakish chance that the replacement is as good as the starter, or even better, or a wide receiver for that matter,
Yeah.
being as good as the starter. But the running back, you just need him to get what he needs to do.
Right.
Get the yards, get a first down, maybe run for a touchdown. He can do that.
True. Okay, James.
I was gonna blame it on the quarterbacks because I was looking at their at the basic, the three basic things that running backs do. They're there for handoffs. They're there to line up to catch the ball and they block. Right. Well, the way these quarterbacks are now, they don't even do the handoff game. Like the Bills, our team, we got Josh Allen. If he's not gonna launch it, if he's not confident in that, he's just gonna run for a first down himself. He's not even gonna think about doing handoffs. And if that's the direction quarterbacks in general are going, then why really focus on a running back if a quarterback can do both?
Right. You know, I would be wrong if I say they don't think like that too.
That is.
And that ain't across nobody's head.
Very valid point.
So yeah, Dave, that's a good point.
That is a good point.
I'm gonna blame 4 people.
Four people?
Four people? Zeke, Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon. And the thing is, not just them 4, but these are the recent 4.
It's more.
The thing is, but this is the thing though. But the thing about Chris Johnson,
Chris
Johnson. That's what I said. Yeah, I said Le'Veon.
Le'Veon.
Yeah, I said Le'Veon.
Oh,
but the thing is, it's either they're getting paid too late, because after they get paid, they started declining. Like maybe they're getting paid too late. When they're killing, maybe they should get paid then.
Right.
And then let them decline after they get paid.
Right.
Or it just could be, when I pay you, you just start to deteriorate. I can't say the word deteriorate. So you start to get shittier. Like, what is it?
This is what I think.
Like,
first of all, when they get drafted, they get locked into I want to say a 5-year deal.
just running backs.
I believe so. So so basically when a running back gets drafted, especially a top one, you're basically locked in for your 5 years. That's pretty much nearly your prime.
Right.
So after you get through that, they have the option to franchise tag you. And you're only just playing off that 1 year. So they can basically play hardball and just say you can just play off this 1 year, and then when negotiation come around again, like we don't have to give you a extension. We just give you another franchise tag. But it's so messed up now because running backs are so replaceable, and you don't get much out of their prime. It just makes it harder for them to get their deals now. Yeah. It's that much harder for them to get long-term deals and contract extensions for teams. And then even then, when you look at history, teams that won Super Bowls, they didn't have the 1,000-yard rushers. They weren't the top backs in the league. Right. It was only one in the last maybe 20 years, maybe 2 running backs that was 1,000-yard runners and won a Super Bowl. And the last to do that was LeGarrette Blount. And he wasn't no elite type running back.
Not Marshawn?
Marshawn was the second one. And that was...
Yeah, but he wasn't rushing, was he rushing 1,000 yards like that?
Yes.
Like banging them out like that?
Yes. Mm-hmm. That was the Seattle years. Early years.
That
was the last 2 running backs that were 1,000-yard rushers and won a Super Bowl. Other than that, there haven't been no 1,000-yard rushers and actually won a Super Bowl.
It's been a passing
league. It's been a passing league. The way the league been going, it's more passing now, and it's so messed up for them. Like, you can be super productive, but that ain't gonna keep you there for the long term.
I mean, the thing is, you could argue with that. You could be like, well, with Marshawn, you had Russell, you had a couple wide receivers that was decent, that was able to move the chains if he couldn't. But that's just for Marshawn. I'm just talking from an agent, from a running back, and you talking to me like that as far as like, which is the truth. Like, as far as the history shows, like not a lot of 1,000-yard running backs that are successful as far as winning and shit like that. So then you could be like, well, you got to surround them. Look at AP. You look at all the great running backs that, if you go back from fucking Barry Sanders,
right?
You go back, all the great running backs were great, but they didn't have nobody else. Right. So let's put a quarterback. Let's put some wide receivers. Maybe they do go to the Super Bowl. We don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My thing is, like, I think they're paying them wrong, like at the wrong time. I think you should be paying them as they're killing shit.
Right.
Not after they killed shit. And because that's your excuse. Well, they're not paying for what you done, they're paying you for what you're about to do. That's not fair. If I've been running for thousands of yards for the last 5 years, and now I might get injured, and that's why you don't want to pay me?
That's why I feel like they should shorten their rookie deals. They shorten their rookie contract deal.
Yeah, that is.
At least 3 years. Like a 3-year deal, and then by that third year, you could give them a nice lengthy contract.
But I thought the 5th year is optional, like a pickup. 5 years? Are you sure it's 5 years?
I believe so.
Like what is it? Running back contract?
Yeah. I know that their contracts is a bit different because I know
That's a long ass
they
time.
rookie contracts are locked in. I think it's either 4 years or 5. I'm not too sure, but
y'all look that up.
that's a lot of when you think about the punishment they take and how many times they getting hit more times than anybody out there. They getting the ball 20, 25 times. They're getting hit by 300 pounds, 250 pound players.
Yeah. You got a block.
Yeah, I don't think this would be on public shit anyway. You ain't gonna find nobody contract.
Like it's crazy, man. Then I feel like Saquon dropped the ball too.
Yeah. Literally?
No. Like literally dropped the ball on these contracts. He I don't get it.
Yeah, he did.
I don't get it.
I'm taking I'm taking a logical approach to this, right? Football's a hazardous game. We'll get that out of the way. The rules are better, the equipment's better, all that's better, but we're talking about a dangerous role, right? I'm gonna get the Jeep because I know I'm gonna get 300,000 miles. But when you have your running back, you don't have longevity. Either one, we get a whole bunch of wide receivers and replace our linemen, right? Because that running back is relative to how our line is doing. And there's so many roles. Granted, a linebacker rushes a passer. There's pressure, sure, there's defenses. But you've got a line of people opening or closing space that affects your performance. 2, you're in a more violent scenario. Maybe they implement some type of hazard pay that doesn't affect the cap. Because if you're getting this many years out of someone who may produce, because it seems like the threat isn't the run game.
Right.
Usually the threat is a quarterback that can run. Right, we've seen Josh Allen. I don't know his numbers. How many yards is he getting over his running backs? The threat of
he's definitely getting more rushes. Way more.
And that threat seems more viable than the threat of a run game.
Yeah, you see they're getting more money now, like the Jalen Hurts and the Josh Allens, the Pat Mahomes. That's dual threats that can throw and run. So you see a lot more of them getting paid.
And a guy that can do both, right? So maybe they implement some type of hazard pay because you're not getting. This is not going to be a career. Not like MMA. You have your years as you're going through physical challenges. We've seen Achilles, hamstrings blow. You have to be explosive, and you can't do that after a peak.
Yeah.
But then you're right. But then I'm a defensive end. I hear that. I'm like, what about us?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Linebackers. What about us and everybody else? You would have to do that for everybody.
Right.
But I do agree. Well, how you saying that, about what you're saying, but see that's people are thinking like how the GMs are thinking like how he's thinking, what he's saying, how he's thinking, because that's the truth. They're looking at if I pay this guy, he's gonna be shitty after I pay him, so let's go pay him. But that's why I feel like you need to pay him earlier then. But at the same time, running backs you feel like by the year it's getting more important, but it's not true because every time we watch the playoffs, we watch the Super Bowl. I don't care if you pay attention. Even sometimes you look at Kansas City, they're running the ball. They're running the ball.
Yeah, they're running
so it's very important, extremely important. You have to. I feel like them it's 50-50.
Yeah,
like it's 50-50.
I see the running game as like this tone setter for the game.
Absolutely.
I feel like you can start off running the ball good. It opens up everything else.
Yeah, play action, everything. So
everything else.
Exactly why Daniel Jones got paid.
Exactly.
Is it unethical to allow it to be performance based? Like you get paid based on performance, or is it only contracts that are dictating this?
See that I think that is true. And that's what they go by. But
and the incentives and stuff.
Yeah.
So like maybe just keep it in that realm, right? Like so you can produce.
But it's a shady game because if that's the case, then like you know what, I ain't gonna have a run for that touchdown. I'm gonna have my quarterback throw a 2-yard pass because if he runs and get that touchdown, I'm gonna have to give him a bonus. Say no teams. I ain't gonna say no teams.
Some players have done that.
Right.
They throwing the ball.
To be able to bet for your own team, right? You can't do that.
It's a shady game.
Because then you miss a block, and then I see money.
Everything's about money. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know. So what you got to end it off as far as like the situation?
with all this running back stuff going on, it's got Josh Jacobs not showing up to camp. He probably holding out. I don't think he's
They're not
probably
trading him.
they're not trading him, but he might just hold out and not play.
What about your boy Taylor?
Yeah, I see Jonathan Taylor requested a trade, and Jim Irsay.
He ain't going anywhere.
Yep.
He ain't going nowhere.
He came out and said it right away. He said he's not going anywhere. He's staying here. That's that.
Yo said I need him for Madden.
That's that. And I definitely need him for Madden. I need him for Madden. So don't go anywhere just yet. After the update, after we buy the game, I need him on my team.
Trade to the Jets. Let's go.
You might have Dalvin Cook, right? You might have him.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Trade, baby. Let's get it.
Nah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for the state of the running backs, man. I hope they can figure out something to where they can make them happy and they can just pay them the way they should. So, but to piggyback off of this, we're gonna go into another sport. Last night was the big fight, most anticipated fight. Everybody was waiting for it. Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Bud Crawford. It really didn't live up to what I thought it would be. But Terrence Crawford won by TKO in the 9th round. And that was just a clinic that he put on. That fight from round 2 to round 9. It was just, I've never seen anything like that. Never seen anything like that. From round 1, it looked like the fight was really going to be promising, that it was going to go 12 rounds, that Spence maybe could win the fight. Maybe could give him a higher time. But once round 2 started, man, he hit him with a double jab, man, knocked him down. I'm like, oh boy. And it just, from that point on, it just took a turn. Yeah. Spence just did not look right at all. He did not look like Spence. He did not look like the man that I'm accustomed to seeing. He wasn't moving his head. He wasn't moving his body, nothing. He was just standing still, just taking that punishment. It's just counter after counter after counter after counter. That's literally was the fight. It was.
I mean, he's a bigger man. He just couldn't get in.
Right.
Every time he got in, he just got right. You know what I'm saying? Crawford was very accurate, very right on the money. Like he timed it and pretty much he let Earl fight the way he normally fights, which is get in you, not give you any room, just pretty much not rush you in a sense. And we watched it, and I seen the highlights and stuff like that. But it's looking at the size difference and things like that, you're like Earl got the advantage, the range, you know what I'm saying, weight, whatever. But you got to keep in mind that I kept forgetting throughout the fight that the person Crawford, he's undefeated. Let's keep that in mind. They both were, but I'm just saying because we want the champ to win.
Right.
But we just forget about the opponent. Not only was he undefeated, he was it 39-0?
39-0.
Okay.
He knocked out his last 10 fighters and made that 11.
Okay.
Now with Spence. So, yeah, he's been it.
And he is a right-handed fighter.
Yes.
And he had to fight left-handed to match Earl, correct?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, so he had to fight differently to learn a different fighting style and everything that comes with that. And as far as Earl, as far as he's in his own right, he's undefeated and he's a champion, had 3 belts or whatever. So it's like everybody, sometimes people ask what's more pressure, to defend the title or to win the title? And it's not giving no excuses at all. Because he got his ass whooped.
He stole something.
Yeah, I watched it. He got his ass whooped.
He got his ass whooped.
But it's like a comfortability I feel like champions have sometimes. I've been here before. Obviously, I'm the champ. They're both champions, but he has the more belts, so he's the champ. But it's just something with Crawford when for him walking down to him getting in the ring, he's just focused.
He walked out with Eminem, right?
Yeah, he walked out with Eminem too.
That's probably what happened.
Walked out with Eminem too. Even though Eminem rap, but it's cool though.
He should have rapped. I thought he was gonna rap, but that was a disappointment right there. Yeah. He was like, boo.
Spence looked like he was just tired coming out. Like,
Yeah. He didn't look right,
shit.
bro. He
A
did
lot of
not
people
look
say
right.
that. No excuses though.
It's no excuses, but yeah, he didn't look like the Earl Spence that I know.
He fought
Like,
dangerous.
I've seen Spence fights, man, and he fight way better than that. I've seen it. So
They don't do too much cutting in boxing, right? More MMA, UFC stuff as far as weight, because they were fighting at 145, right?
yeah, I think it was 145. Yes, yes. And from my understanding, I think Errol Spence went down
Okay.
to fight him.
Oh wow.
I think he was a heavier fighter than that, and he went down to 147 to fight him. So yeah,
But rematch is in December. He said he wants it.
if I'm Crawford, I don't want that.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying we don't even need a rematch.
We don't. They don't need it. He don't need the rematch. If Spence need to prove himself, he need to go back and fight some other people, knock their heads clean off, and do it in a convincing fashion. Like he really needs to go out there and do something before he goes back and see Crawford.
I mean, but he got a clause. So what does that mean? Does he?
I mean, he
is
could see him
is he-
again.
But is he guaranteed, or he can still say no to him?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that goes, but
I mean, I beat his ass though. So if I'm Crawford,
That's
I probably
what
will
I'm-
fight you again in 5 months. That's not enough
then-
time for shit.
Did you guys say he switched stance? Was he fighting southpaw?
Yeah, he was
Yes.
fighting the
Was-
match him.
How many southpaws had the other guy fought before that?
Not a lot.
And that changes the game a lot too. James are both lefties.
Yeah.
We know like that just throws you off in general almost. Or did that play a role?
Yeah, but you talking to a person who don't fight like that,
right.
Right.
and who
right.
did fight like that and beat you at your own game.
Yeah.
That's
So,
really what-
but it is different too. But at the same time, you're right. I got a point too. But at the end of the day, nobody want to hear that.
Right.
Nobody wanna hear that.
We saw that stiff jab. That stiff jab alone was like promise.
Man, like
That jab
his
was
counter attack is just
What was
crazy.
it? Well, his
man.
percentages were 42,
His-
50,
he
and
was
60?
Like his jabs was like high 40s.
Bro,
His
power
power
was 60.
His power was 60 alone.
60. Every time you punch hard, most
Right.
60% of that every time is landing.
His
That's
hooks was
crazy.
like 50,
That's
like over
crazy.
50%. Like, bro, he was so accurate. I've never seen numbers like that.
And then I've seen him when he was fighting. He could have caught Earl a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't like finish it. He just like
He was just
I'm
so
awake.
patient.
Yeah.
He was so patient with it, and the shots he was giving him was just so perfect. Like, it was the most perfect punches you could ever see. And it was just like, man, he put on a clinic, man. That was probably one of the best boxing performances I've seen in a long time.
it felt like a game, like
But-
a movie.
But at the same time, man, I'm highly, highly, highly disappointed with Errol Spence because he fights way better than that. He fights way better than that, man.
I mean, he's 29-1. You gotta have a
Yeah,
rematch.
yeah.
I would have to have a rematch just because to prove to myself that this record is not, this is real. It wasn't on some like I fought some bums type shit.
Right.
Because this is my first loss and I got my ass whooped.
Yeah.
But I don't believe 5 months is enough time to be ready for this man.
Yeah.
I think because you have to heal first.
Yeah.
So what that's going to take about 3 months probably.
I know he got concussed.
Of course.
I know he was concussed.
Of course.
Like, you heard him talking after the he was slurring.
Even in his post interview after
First interview, like,
got the water
it was,
dried off.
It was bad, yo.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Bro, there's no way you're rematching in 5 months. If you do, I don't think
Good
it's
luck.
a good idea.
Yeah,
Because I don't think it's a good idea.
That 5 months is gonna be crazy.
It's not enough time. Maybe in February, March, probably. But not. But I do agree. Maybe he should go fight other people. But then my question is, you may not see him again because he's already older, like 35.
Yeah, he's down there on the verge
You
of
might not see.
retiring.
You're not going to see him again.
He's already solidified. He's the first.
Yep.
He's the first boxer in boxing history to be undisputed champs in 2 different weight classes.
So you got 4 belts.
So 4 belts. Yep. He was undisputed champion in a light superweight division or a lightweight division, super lightweight, and now he's the undisputed champ in the welterweight division. So he's the first boxer to do that ever.
What was the money line for the fight? Who was favored?
I think Earl got paid.
Earl got paid.
But I think Terrence was the favorite in this match.
Did it change after Eminem?
Was he the favorite?
I believe so.
I think Earl was the favorite.
He was the favorite.
Earl was the favorite, and he got the bag.
Yeah.
Earl was definitely the favorite. But that's why we feel like this. Like,
Right.
he was a favorite. But like I said, it's crazy how it is like that in boxing because this man was 39. Oh, how the hell was he not the favorite? But we see because of probably the fighters that he fought.
Right.
But he has fought some good fighters, don't get me wrong. But I mean, like I said, him coming out the gate, he looked locked in. Like,
Right.
we looked like it's go time as soon as the bell rung. Like, he just did everything perfect. That's like you said, that was the perfect fight of ever. Like, that's Mayweather.
That was Mayweather. Like,
yeah, that was Mayweather.
I've seen Mayweather do that.
You know what I mean?
Just perfectly just counter and dodge punches easily. Punches he getting hit with not even affecting him. Like, that's how it was for Crawford last night. Like, the shots Spence was throwing at him was not phasing him one bit. And then he was just throwing a jab, and Spence's face was just sweat just blasting everywhere.
That man got 4 big ass belts that he can't even wear right at the same time.
Yeah,
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. But that's amazing. Shout out to them and everything. Just working hard.
Yeah.
Got the dub.
Wow.
All right, we'll see in 5 months what's going on with that. Cause we definitely gonna watch and review that one.
For sure.
All right, Tyler.
Well, my topic is gonna be a little different because we gotta get the women's perspective on things. So recently, throughout the week, we've had this little situation with Jess Hilarious where she was reacting to a different video from transgender, and transgender woman. There's a transgender woman where she was basically saying that natural born women were gatekeeping womanhood and basically saying that they were gatekeeping periods, which was pretty weird to me because women only get periods. And so Jess Hilarious come back to that was basically like, you can't have periods because you're not real women. Real women are not being defended anymore, and you're not going to be like real women, so you're basically trying to be real women, saying we're gatekeeping periods, because that's crazy. So,
like gatekeepers, what do you mean by gatekeepers?
Like, periods are just basically for natural born women and nobody else.
That's what Jess is saying.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what the transgender woman was saying, that they're trying to gatekeep it, even though, I don't know how.
How can we gatekeep something that naturally happens to us?
This is just so self-explanatory right here. Like,
so weird.
I stand with Jess.
Yeah, people.
I've seen that everywhere.
Yeah, people are like
stand with Jess.
People are calling her homophobic, transphobic, all types of phobic, and they want her canceled because of what she's saying.
Yeah.
No.
So I brought the definition of transphobia, and I want to see if we want to agree on it, then see if this even applies to that. Okay. Because we throw out all these phobias.
It's like
they're kind of confusing, right? If I'm arachnophobic, I'm scared of spiders, right? I'm going to run out the room. If I see a trans person and someone is transphobic, they're not
scared of them.
Right. But then we talk about Islamophobia, right? Which is a religion now, right? But I've never heard Christian phobia. So there's a term called anti-Christian sentiment, and it might be more so because Christians don't want to play maybe the victim, and they don't want to see people as sinners. They view themselves as that, right, as such. And we don't have to go on that, but all right, phobias. Here list some phobias. Your necrophobia, fear of death. Your nomophobia, fear of being without your phone. That one's a very common one. Octophobia, fear of the figure 8, right? All right, let's get to transphobia here. Yeah, a lot of phobias out there.
There's a lot of phobias.
Fear of the figure 8. That's crazy. Wow,
I'm so surprised. I mean, that is out there.
That's crazy.
I got it? I'm putting the notes. I'm sorry, just quiet.
It's okay. Well, I mean,
transphobia. Here it is. Hatred, irrational fear, prejudice, or discrimination against transgender people. Okay. So it's saying that women having periods is a thing to women because biological females bleed, and is that transphobic?
Period. That's why I stayed with Jess.
Right.
She just pretty much
it's
hit
just
the nail.
stating a fact.
It's stating a fact.
Like, that don't mean that I hate you or will treat you different or scared of you or intimidated by you. I'm just stating a fact.
Basically, you cannot go through what I go through.
So
Like,
period.
What was the
you can't. That's just
what was the
self-explanatory.
trans woman saying? What was the person saying? Like, what was they saying? What was the issue?
Basically, like, they're gatekeeping womanhood, saying that women.
So women are not allowing them to be women.
Yeah, basically.
I think that's the quote.
Okay.
How are you projecting your anger on real women because we are the gatekeepers? We are the gatekeepers for periods. We're the only ones that fucking bleed, honey. We're the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something that you will never, ever get.
Period.
Okay, so
self-explanatory.
What we all agree, obviously we agree with what Jess is saying and things like that. It's just that I listen to people like who are open minded on things like on this, but at the same time it's things that it's facts.
Right.
That we can't compete with, or we can't change, is the way God created life. It's just, if you say it's a problem, if you say it's sickening, if you say anything else, you're gonna get killed. Yeah. So I'm trying to find the right words to say, but I'm just saying that I'm just gonna leave it at this. If I tomorrow go in my closet and get a whole Batman suit and tell you that I'm Batman, you won't have to accept it.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
you see what I'm saying? That's it.
where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? Because you know how they're saying, like, the pedophiles don't want to be called pedophiles no more. They want to be called minor attracted person.
Nah, they don't get that right. They don't get that right.
But if we're doing this, we have to open up all them other cans of worms.
No, we can't do
and it's just, where do we draw the line at?
Right there.
Is it right? Okay, but y'all could take away or try to take away a real woman by calling her a cis woman. And if we don't want to be called a cis woman, that's a problem. I don't, like, you're not a real woman, so don't call me a cis woman. Like, it bothers me. Like, if you want to be a transgender, okay, that's fine. Be you. Yeah. Do you. But don't take away who I am because you want to feel like that or you want to be that.
One point I think that we want to make is that when we talk about a belief and a belief that I am something or someone is something, one, we have to trust the subjective viewpoint. We have to trust a person when I say that. I don't think we're easily trusting humans, right? If someone says that I believe that Christ is my Savior, if we fight them on that, we're fighting something fundamental to them, an ideology, a philosophy, a belief, and we can't see that. So I think we run into issues there because if my belief fundamentally is that there are, and I'm not speaking for myself, but I'm speaking in a hypothetical sense, that there are two genders because there are two sexes. That's my belief because this is what I believe. We need to allow both of those things to exist because we need to speak about these things in order to, one, open up people's minds, or two, let science talk, because science is not saying that I am this because I experienced this.
Right.
Human experience is important and pivotal. And I think another point is that we confuse in English language sex and sex. Sex is where we make love, connection, and fuck, right? And then sex is also the biological factor. Right. So when we started with celebrating people for rights for marriage, regardless of their sex, we also put in people who they want to have sex with, but also how they identify. We regroup them all together. LGBTQ plus A. There's two A's now.
2 A's.
It's crazy.
We'll get into
and human experience is important because we're experiencing this together, right?
Right.
I don't want to call this a religion. I think that's a point that conservatives try to make, that this movement and listening to trans people is a form of ideology and religion. I don't want to make those claims necessarily, but we all need something to believe in, and even a non-religion, I feel, is a version of religion. I'll leave it like that. I stand with every single human.
Oh yeah.
I want to listen to every human, even the ones who say hurtful things, because we were all children at one point.
Yeah.
We were all pure being bundles of joy, and we were either one taught something of hatred, of bigotry, and we latched onto it some way. And if we allow to listen to each other, open the room for discussion, and allow debate, I think we'll be all right. And that's where I want to be.
Absolutely. I agree. That was well said. But not. It's that when you can be who you want, just don't bully somebody else. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's the only thing.
Only issue I have
That's
with those, man. Like,
Because, like, they don't want to be bullied, but then they turn around and bully.
Yeah. Like, we don't have a problem with the way you live. You can live how you live. You can be what you want.
Right.
No problem. Respect.
Amen.
But respect us, too.
That's it.
Right.
You know, quick sidebar. There's a guy that paid $15,000 for a surgery to look like a dog.
I seen that. That's what I showed you earlier, man.
Where do we draw the line here?
People just had too much money.
That's too
Money
much money,
and
man.
time.
We're going to see more
That's
weird
what I
shit.
said.
That was
People have too much money and
But is that the
time.
reason why she's not on the Breakfast Club?
Who?
Jess, because she was on there for a couple of weeks, and I wonder if this is the backlash she getting. That's probably why she's not on there. I don't know. That was a thought in my head because I don't see her on the break no more. Well, hopefully she's able to get back to her job and things, and we just sometimes too we just gotta let people talk. Just let people talk. What's already facts sometimes don't need to be facts. I mean, don't need to be said because. Whatever. Like I said, if I wanted to be Batman and if he don't believe that I'm Bruce Wayne, then you don't gotta tell me that. You don't gotta tell me that. As long as I feel like that and he supports me, that's what matters. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is.
I know, but when it gets to the point where you're trying to take away something, that's what I don't like. Like, don't take away me being called a woman or a mother. I'm a birthing person. Like, I've seen, there's trying to say, like, women are just a birthing person.
That's what they say.
Like,
That's why.
What? Did she stutter?
yeah, I'm not a mother.
That's what they
Like,
call
y'all want
it.
to take away, they want to take away the mother and father, like, the gender terms, and make it more broad. And I'm like, well, just call them a parent or a guardian. Don't, like, have to take away mother and father. I'm a mom. Like, no,
the thing
I'm
is,
not a
too,
birthing
the thing is
person.
too is like if y'all feel like y'all I'm just saying talking about from like let's say in your I don't even really say I don't like separating, but I guess in their community whatever. Why don't y'all have that within y'all like situation instead of trying to put it on? That's what I'm saying. When you're crossing over, that's a violation. If you want to be what you want to be, that's fine. If you want to figure out the terms in your situation for us to call you. That's fine, but we're not gonna do that on ourselves, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the only thing.
But then it gets split into like, I seen an article saying like they want schools to implement like the bathroom to where everyone shares the same bathroom.
And that ain't good.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
That is not a good idea.
That part, I would be so upset.
But the thing about we talk to people in that community, we wouldn't want that neither. Like that you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that for many reasons outside of knowing your own sex. You don't want that.
There's too many negatives.
Because then what would a transgender person, what bathroom would they pick?
As a kid?
No, just in a.
In general too. In general too. Like
kids. No,
kids,
you're going too
I
far.
don't
No,
think-
absolutely not. That's what I'm talking about kids. For adults,
Unisex bathroom for
I would
kids.
tell this to adults.
but we had that one podcast, remember, where we were talking about like how they wanted to teach the different genders in school.
That was bad because some schools, it was weird how these videos were. They had transgender people come in, not like talking, but there was like putting on drag shows.
No, hell.
Instead of like having a conversation with the kids, you know, explaining what, you know, what's going on, they had like drag shows. It was weird for kids. Like,
that's crazy.
They're children. You don't need to see that.
James, what you think, bro? We need your advice.
Yeah.
My advice.
We need your advice.
My advice? Yo.
Cause wow.
Living with world, what you got for me, man?
Man, they're doing too much with this. So they need to keep it within their own community, you know?
Simple as that.
Wise words from James.
Right. Simple.
I remember taking the census in 2020, right? And I can go. My lineage can go back to Puerto Rico for maybe 5-6 generations, right? And I have that, right? Some people don't have that based on history, data getting destroyed, records. But when I hit when I got to the race one, I was confused, right? Because Hispanic was an option on there. Do you guys agree with this testament that ethnicity is to sex, male, female, as gender is to race? We've kind of broadened it in the way, I can expand on that if you need me to.
Please.
With ethnicity, we have lineage, right? I could be a Haitian, a Dominican, a Puerto Rican, West African, from Nigeria, from the Congo. And I can fit in the scope of being black, right? James and I were Puerto Rican. We grew up as brothers, right? But I would be fared in the white category, technically, because Hispanic is not considered a race. And why? Because James and I are both Hispanic. But in this bubble chart they try to make of white, Pacific Islander, Alaska Native, Black, Asian, we don't fit in this kind of mold because we don't, when a cop is looking for something, they don't look for the 6-foot Jamaican, they don't look for the 6-foot Haitian. But oftentimes someone will look at me in the street and say, you're Puerto Rican. How on an island this small is someone able to pick that up? And when we get to something like Africa, we broaden people like that. We create division because you can be Haitian, you can be from France, you can be from this big continent of lineage. And with sex, we have male, we have female. Sex, we're talking about biology, right? Right. But then we have this subgenre of a social standard we call gender. I pulled up some versions throughout history where people were used, where gender was more fluid. Let's see if I have it there for you.
Might get you thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
That was deep.
yeah,
Right.
That is.
if I have it, I'll share it. If I don't,
Oh,
there it is. Okay, ancient Egypt. There were Sekhets. I would say sects. Were individuals assigned male at birth who adopted feminine roles and appearances. They're often associated with entertainment performance, right? Maybe the equivalent now, like we call it a drag show or events. Polynesia, Polynesian cultures of New Zealand, right? They recognize the existence of other genders. In addition to male and female, they had Takaktupu and Fayad, and I'm probably not pronouncing it right. They encompass diverse gender expressions and roles. Indonesia, ancient Greece, Rome, right? We're talking about history. I can experience masculine and feminine energies because I come from both of those things.
Right.
You mentioned emotion earlier, right? I relate to emotion a lot in my past. I was called that sensitive boy, right? Because we characterize. But when we recognize both of these things and take people out of the bubble, maybe we can just find out who the individuals are. What are your interests?
Yeah.
But the more I say that I'm a liberal Puerto Rican white feminist cis male, I separate myself from my neighbor. All of these non-real, not based in reality, social terms that we created often are divisive, diversive, and not bringing us together. That's kind of where that's where I go. Gender, ethnicity. Sex, ethnicity, gender, race, and like kind of make parallels in that way. And that's my take as a Puerto Rican who was confused growing up. That's where I'll leave it.
No, not nice, personal, and that. But I mean, yeah, I agree. It divide. I mean, I don't want to blame Obama. I really don't. I'm really not trying to. But the thing is that what it was. Nobody. Well, I'm not speaking for nobody. But what I think, what people was trying to say or do that was against what. When I said Obama, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna say Obama again. I'm not gonna go into detail, but you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So the reason why people I feel like was mad with Obama was because not that you're giving other people rights, is that you are separating even more.
Right.
Because if I am a father and I have 2 sons, black, and one happens to be gay, they're battling each other now. Mm-hmm. Instead of being united, fighting for the same situation, now they're battling now because now they got separate rights now. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
So I get that. Going to what you're saying, that's what the issue is. Now, we're not worried about self inside, worried about self outside. We're worried about, hey, I'm this, now respect it. We just already should have been like that. That's not the fight. We need to worry about survival.
Right.
Because you are important. We both are important. But worrying about that, you worried about that because you feel that you're not important. Mm-hmm. So if we make you feel like you are important because you are important, regardless if we don't share the same stuff, we need both to feel like that so we can go into the bigger picture. I get
Right.
Woo! Get deep.
Yeah.
Get deep.
This was deep right here.
Yeah. All right. Last question. The question we've been waiting for.
Some more deep shit.
All right?
Yeah.
Right.
This is it. It's time for trigger time. Yeah.
Yo, listen, y'all. I'm sorry about the noise. Sorry about the lawnmower outside. Sorry about the music y'all been hearing. Sorry about this dog to keep not being quiet.
The doors
But
slamming.
if y'all still here, thank you so much. We got one more topic to get through. I'm just sorry for the outside noise. All right. Go ahead.
This is great. Come on.
Shit is crazy. I'm trying, y'all. I'm struggling out here, but I'm trying.
Okay.
Let's get it.
You know, it's a big topic, you know, a big debatable topic amongst people. And Tyler been through battles and debates about it.
Blocked.
Probably got blocked, reported, put in Facebook jail, plenty of times over it.
Right, he did about 10 bits.
Right.
I'm putting up the fight.
All for the cause. But I'm curious to hear, you know, everybody's explanation on, do y'all feel like the earth is flat?
No.
Why not?
When I was brought up in religion as a child growing up. And from what I've learned is that the earth is a sphere, it's not flat. So as you look, even if you just go outside and look, you can't just see straight ahead and see mad shit, or see a whole nother country, or not even a country. You can't see a whole nother state just looking straight. Right. Like you drive, you going slowly going in a circle, basically. It's like a sphere. It's not flat.
Okay, so that's what Gerald says, and you say...
No, I need to hear everybody else.
You need information for yourself.
No.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I need information as well.
James, Mike.
I don't believe the earth is a sphere.
Mm.
Recently they found a gravitational hole in the Indian Ocean where the gravity is slightly different. And they describe Earth, I'm going to push the word, epicilloid, which is like more like a lumpy potato. It's actually not a perfect sphere. So I don't believe that it's flat though.
When I took, took an astronomy class, I was taking on ECC, it was like, it's more like an egg shape instead of like.
They describe it as like a lumpy potato.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's like something like that. It's like, it's like a potato or like an egg, because it's not perfectly round. It's more like.
But what if it's expanding? What if it's getting bigger? What if it's expanding? And we talk about Pangea, right?
Yeah. I believe the crusts are moving, but like as far as Earth expanding out, I don't know. I can't see.
Maybe that's what earthquakes are, right?
Yeah.
Nothing is. But I think we got a lumpy potato Earth.
Yeah. It's not a total sphere. It's like a.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
Lumpy potato. I can kind of see that.
I don't know.
Yo,
James, do you know or no? You don't know? I don't know. That's my answer.
I get that.
I don't think it's flat. Because if Earth is flat, then I'd have to assume that everything outside of us is flat. So the moon would have to be like a straight line, or the sun would have to be a straight line, not a sphere.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Boy, had some gems.
Right. How do we get a half moon if the Earth's flat? Right.
Right.
So what do you got to say, Miss?
Well, baby, you just
I don't
gonna
know.
say, throw up
This
your hand
conversation
and
is
say,
great.
I don't know.
Like, no, because this conversation is good. I don't
We
need
just want to know. If
I
you think
mean,
it's
sure.
flat.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really. As long as we.
It just can't be flat. And
Okay,
then when you
it's
just
not.
think-
It's
yo, when you think about one side being dark, seeing the moon, and then the other side seeing the sun, that's another thing that kind of resonates.
It will look like
Like,
it doesn't.
yeah, like it doesn't make.
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense for me to be flat.
What you got? What you read?
But it don't fully make sense. Like, I don't see how y'all believe it's maybe a potato. So then,
It's not like
a lumpy potato. But then, so y'all saying that the imagery we see is not even real imagery.
I've heard that a lot.
it's not the globe. Our Earth is not like the globe. It's the globe that you see in like schools and stuff. It's already inaccurate because of the sizes of the countries.
You're correct.
Yeah, the countries aren't.
Yeah,
Africa's
countries
bigger than
aren't-
everything.
Yeah, Africa is huge.
Yeah.
This is the second biggest continent.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't represent how the world actually looks. The Earth is huge. Like people underestimate how big.
There's way more bodies of water than there is land.
Water, yeah.
It's more body of water than there is land, and the Earth is just huge. We don't even feel it spinning. That's how big it is. Like
What you got? I know you got some.
I could go all day.
So the fact that, okay, I love how you said the fact that we're spinning. So how can NASA take imagery of something that's spinning so fast?
We don't feel it. That's how big we are.
But wouldn't
That's how,
you be able to?
compared to the Earth? We're literally an ant, even smaller than an ant, compared to the
You be able
Earth.
to
So
what?
But when they're in
You
outer
never compare
space,
to the
wouldn't they
universe,
see the Earth spinning?
I see, like a time lapse or something for like a year
Yeah,
to see it.
of having it
It's
like
probably
spin so
really
fast.
slow.
It's probably slow. It's
it
probably
spins
really slow.
We're
It
spinning.
spins slow but fast.
Well, that's what a year.
How can
You
you?
hear it?
How can you be the
Listen.
same thing? How can you spin
Because
slow
of how
but then
big
spin fast?
Yeah.
the planet is, we're not. The eye is
The
not
naked
going to
eye
see.
can't really see the
The
how
naked eye is
fast.
not going to see how it's spinning. Like it's just.
I know, but
it's
if you snapshot
mass,
it,
it's mass.
wouldn't you see? Wouldn't it be blurry?
Isn't it both spinning and rotating though, like around the sun and spinning
Right.
as well?
So then,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be like at different angles? Wouldn't we be spinning all wild and crazy?
No, 'cause
So
of the
how is?
gravitational force of the sun?
Right.
The sun's gravitational force is keeping it in orbit. That's how our moon works with our Earth, because of the gravitational force. If we didn't have a gravitational force, we would not be.
Oh no, we probably wouldn't survive.
We would be in space.
Yeah.
We'd be all floating
We
in
probably
space.
either be
And if the road is flat, because we have the two poles, you have the. Oh, my voice
We
cracked.
got you. We got him. We got him.
Oh, we got him,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We got him.
fucking got him.
Man, relax.
Fucked up.
You got him.
Fucked up. Well, we have the North and the South Pole, and the poles help with the gravitational force. If the Earth is flat, where would the gravity go? We'd be in space. Nothing would be held down, and we can see the curves of the Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see the curve when you're going up a hill, or like when the plane goes different distances. You can see the curve. And also, we have the night and day cycle. We have the night and day cycle, we have the seasons, and we have the tides.
But that could be just how the moon and the sun is spinning. We not spinning.
But-
It don't have to be that we're spinning specifically.
That
It
would-
could just be the moon and the sun on a different type
So
of
why
axis.
wouldn't we be able to see the sun more at night? 'Cause if you
Because of the
would,
way it's
you
spinning
would
on
see it,
another.
But you would see it from a distance. You would see daytime in the distance if it was flat.
No, you wouldn't. Not if this is flat.
Okay.
Let's say this is flat.
Mhm.
The sun is going that way. You wouldn't see it if you're up here. It's going around this way, and the glare, the sun is like a hot, flaming ball. The glare as it's coming around is slowly going back around. You got the moon and the sun going like that. Earth is flat. It's not moving. It's not spinning all crazy. It's just going around like this.
That's not how our universe is working.
How do you know?
Because you can see it with a telescope. Also, I don't have a telescope, but I've seen, go over people's house and you have a telescope. You can, like, look. If you have a good telescope, you can see out in outer space. Because look at everything else in our universe. All our planets are round, but we're the only one flat.
Well, how would you explain the equator? Right? The hottest, right in the middle. Hottest line. If it's flat, how does that work? How does the equator work as far as weather?
How do you
If
explain?
it's lumpy, how does it work?
It's lumpy. It's just not a perfect sphere.
But
Those are like,
it's
it's lumpy, it's a
Bottom
sphere,
line,
and then
like
it's
these are all
flat.
good as
Yeah,
like
it's interesting.
viewpoints, because at the end of the day, we don't know unless we go
Right.
by what we told. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a dog in this fight, so that's why I'm listening to everybody. Everybody has a point though, y'all. So I mean,
Just fight forever.
Other planets flat.
That's what I don't think it is. I don't
Is
think
the
it
sun flat?
The sun
Is the
and
moon flat?
And the sun is so much far away. How people say that how the sun is just closer than what it is. If it was closer than what it is, we would not be here.
but that's a
We will
different
be
conversation.
burned.
That's a different conversation.
The
though.
sun is
We will be on fire.
Yeah, that one's different.
That's a different conversation.
Because it's a ball of, energy and a ball of light.
So
So
if the sun is a ball, how are we flat?
could be the way that God intended Earth to be. Other stars could be different.
How come-
All stars aren't the same. All snowflakes aren't the same. All grains of sand aren't the same. So everything is different. God created everything to be different.
But why can't God create the earth? Not flat?
You want a whole different situation again. You better ask that man
Because-
what you got time. You got this between y'all right
So,
there.
if God made everything else
I ain't
round,
questioning nothing.
like rounder and not flat, why wouldn't the earth be like that?
Because he wanted his creation to inhabit the land. So we're here. There's no other life on the other planets except for the Earth.
How do you explain aliens?
Is there really aliens?
Oh, we got aliens.
Have you seen one?
No.
See, UFO.
Okay, so you can't tell me
UFOs.
you have
We got
such
UFOs.
belief in aliens, but you don't have a belief that the Earth could possibly be flat.
I can say the same thing about you that says you have a strong belief that aliens don't exist and the earth is flat. What if God made the
It's gonna
earth
go on and on.
was round?
Alright,
What if God did
okay.
not make it flat?
Okay,
We
okay,
have to
okay,
come
okay,
to-
listen.
We ain't no turning back.
I told y'all it was gonna be an epic battle.
We ain't do
What
that.
up?
Come over here.
So that's not seeing the question. That's what we resent for it.
Listen, y'all,
got
this is a
Grammy.
question that I want y'all to think about once we close out. Just a question amongst yourselves when you think about it, though. I mean, because you can look at it from both ways. I mean, honestly, I don't know. But
Put a camera on a balloon and send it up. You can see it.
You're gonna see.
yeah,
how
see your
the
camera up
earth-
in the blue.
We don't really
Constant
even know
curves.
for a fact. Like, is it proof that the
Red
Earth
Bull.
is spinning,
Red Bull
or are we just believing what
Listen,
someone's
from
just
the Red
telling
Bull
us?
facts.
Red Bull
What about?
did the lunar jump where he was basically in the stratosphere, and you can see like the curve of the Earth, and you couldn't. It's no way it's flat. It's just no way. I'm sorry. It's no way.
It's flat with the curve.
No. No.
It could be
Flat
flat
with a
with the
curve.
firmament,
So
the
it's
dome.
Don't get me
So-
started.
so, yo.
Don't get me started on the
So our
firmament.
Earth is
He
a-
is not on no bubble.
Our
Do
Earth
the
is a
firmament.
pointed up pancake, basically.
Oh,
Like
man.
a snow globe. You know?
All right, listen. Great conversation. Great
Because how do you
talk.
contain the seas? How do you contain the waters?
Gravity.
That is a question.
Gravity.
Yeah.
No.
The moon
You just
tides.
gonna-
We need the moon and the gravitational
Moon
pull.
So
tides.
everything is
Sound like
hiding
great.
behind gravity.
Yes. That's how we're all. This is how we're all
Moon
on
tides.
Earth right now. Is with gravity. The Earth has a
Because
strong
we're on a flat
gravitational
surface, so yeah, we're gonna stand. Like you standing on this this flat surface. You're being pulled down.
There's places on Earth that goes through 40 days of night and darkness. How can you explain that? If the sun and moon rotates like how it does in my cycle.
I'm telling you, it's
Hold on,
interesting, man.
yeah. All right, real quick
telling
though,
you.
just one question. What place do that? Alaska? Okay.
Alaska and there's another.
Okay,
There's
so
a big place in Europe
Okay,
somewhere.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I got. I just want to know. That's it. All right, that's it.
In Antarctica too, you can go through like months with darkness and months of light.
Well, if y'all both agree that the sun and the moon rotate, right? Y'all both agree with that part, right? The sun and the moon rotates. Y'all agree?
Mhm.
Y'all both agree with that, right?
We rotate around the sun.
We rotate around the sun.
Okay, so I'm
You
just
rotate
asking.
around the
You
sun.
said a whole bunch of
Rotate around
stuff.
it.
I'm just asking this one question. I ain't saying nothing extra. I'm saying, do you agree that the sun and the moon rotates?
Yes.
That's all
Yes.
I'm saying. I ain't nothing about
But
the
we
earth.
probably
Okay.
disagree in the way that they rotate.
Wait, but they
Yeah.
rotate.
The sun
Regardless.
is like
Wait, is the
the
sun
middle.
moving too?
The
Yes.
sun just spins.
Okay,
I think
the
it's
sun
just it
spins.
spins in the middle, and then as the planets around it, like Earth and Jupiter and all that other shit, it spins around.
Yeah,
the
we
sun.
would be
In
here
its
all day.
own gravitation.
Okay.
Gravitation.
All right, can I wrap it up?
Yes.
Can I wrap it up? All
We've
right.
been on this topic for a
Yeah.
minute.
Listen, y'all. Listen, this could go on.
No, but
We
real.
have to put it
But
on the page and then have our
And that's a fact. This
supporters
gonna
go
be a
back
clip.
and
Nah,
forth.
This
for
gonna be a clip though, for
Yeah.
sure. Do that and then try to get Prez in here to add another comments, and then we'll be alright. Shout out to Prez. But anyway,
Opinion.
Y'all crazy.
man, this is a good one, man.
It
Mike,
was.
thanks for pulling up.
shit.
Mike, man,
Yeah.
I wanna say-
thanks for bringing them, brother.
Oh,
I
for
want to
sure,
say to you
man.
guys, I think just getting together to have these conversations is so important for everyone. So if you're not doing this at home,
Oh, for real.
start having conversations because
Yes.
it's the only way you're going to open up your mind. It's the only way you're going to be able to listen to others. And it's the only way you build community. So thank you so
Doing
much.
it.
Buy merch.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
And we're gonna have that back up probably before football. But you got it down for now so we can
Yeah.
revamp ourselves, get ourselves ready to go, so we can get them out. Thanks for everybody that pulled up.
We got 2 pay-per-views coming up.
Oh yeah, 2 pay-per-views.
We got the Great American Bash tonight, and then Saturday we got SummerSlam. So 2 great pay-per-views coming up. We're probably gonna be talking about that next spot.
Yeah.
So
anybody know.
For sure,
James
for
that
sure.
burped in the corner. That wasn't us.
yeah.
Anyways, before we close out, that's it. Thank y'all for listening. Please help subscribe, get us to 500. We halfway there.
Indeed.
Come on.
Yes.
Just keep going, keep pushing,
Slowly but
keep
surely.
getting us out there. Exactly. And yeah, talk to us on the page. We out.
Bye.
Used to dream about the money, now it's falling on my lap. Used to dream about the tour, now we travel on the map. Used to dream about the stage, now I kill it, that's a fact. Got the label with the